Oh, hey, I'm live. Hey, everyone. Uh, what's going on? It's Friday afternoon. I had everything I was going to do for the week kind of wrapped up earlier today. Steve and I recorded a podcast this morning and just like, let's just go for it. Let's just like have some fun. Let's go live and do a hangout. I want to try to share this to the Facebook group because I know that it didn't get shared in the Facebook group yet because it's not linked right now. I wonder what it showed as the thumbnail because I didn't set a thumbnail. Oh, it just did that default thumbnail. That sucks. Well, hopefully people see this and will want to watch it. Maybe I should start over and do a thumbnail. You guys think I should start over and do it? Oh, there's 20 people here. Oh my gosh. I started watching my own live video. All right, I'm just going to post this link over to Facebook, and then I'll be hanging out answering questions. So ask your questions right now. If you want questions answered, or if you want me to ask you a question, I can ask you a question if you want. I'll chat after. Why is it giving me so much trouble? The internet is trying to ruin my life today, is what's going on. All right. Now I am back. Let's see if there are questions. Yeah, no thumbnail. Oh my gosh, Ian is in the chat from the Aquabots. Your Jagstang refin looks amazing. Thank you, Ian. I was gonna try to come see you guys play, and I was gonna bring my kids, and I bought the ticket and everything. And then it was that show that was out at like I forget the reservation, but out there North San Diego, and there was like some sort of charity event or something like that. I bought the ticket. I was going to bring the kids, but then I caught COVID from going to NAMM and I couldn't go. So that's my story that I wanted to tell Ian, but I was all set to bring the kids to their first Aquabots show and it didn't happen. So, oh, well, let's, Tony asks, hi, Ryan, where's Phil McKnight? He's not here right now. I have a feeling he's going to be going live on his channel in like an hour or something like that. Doesn't he usually go live around 3 o'clock in the afternoon or so? I was on his live stream last week while we were out at Sweetwater. Oh, dang. Aquabots play a free show in Orange County in July. I might need to make that up. I don't think I have anything else planned for July, so I'm going to have to look that up for sure. I wonder if the kids would be able to handle the drive just fine. It would be worth the drive to make that right. All right, trying to keep up with the comments. Oh, I haven't done this yet. Doug100 asks, have you tried the Dream 65 through an amp? I've tried, and so far, not particularly happy with the tone. Yeah, they, when Sweetwater sent it to me, they're like, oh, they did these demonstrations here where you run it into the into the effects loop of the amp. Have you tried running it through the effects loop, like bypassing the preamp so that you're not getting the preamp coloring from whatever amp you're using and just using the power amp to amplify it? Try that and see how you like it. I look at products like that exclusively as running into front of house or direct recording situations or headphone monitoring sort of situations, if you want to throw some money around for a headphone situation. But yeah, if I've got an amp, I'm going to use the amp is how I use that sort of pedal. There is a really great reverb and trim on there. So maybe there's a way to get into the software and disengage the amp and cab filtering so that you can just use the reverb and trim. But yeah, I can't. You definitely have to at least turn off the speaker sim on the Dream 65. Like, make sure the speaker simulator is off when you're running into an amp if the speaker sim is not off, then it's going to sound really bad because it's a speaker sim running into something with a physical speaker. My wife has left a comment. I asked Edith if she wants to watch Daddy's Live, and she said, no, it's too scary. Everything is too scary these days. For her, it's her way of getting out of pretty much everything. Hey, Edith, it's time to take a bath. No, that's too scary. All right. Okay. Rob Thornton has asked, what do you think about the Duosonic? The second electric guitar I ever bought was a Duosonic, and I still own it. I've got it cased up right now. I should pull it out pretty soon and use it in a video or something like that. I love that guitar. I am like, my life is bonded to that Duosonic. It is a guitar that just connects with me on like a flesh to flesh kind of way where I can't part with it. It's part of how I play. It, you know, influenced how I play. So a lot of the sloppy, weird stuff I do, you can blame the Duosonic. They're not for everyone. Not everyone is going to enjoy a Duosonic, but I love mine for sure. I sold the first electric guitar I ever bought. I still have the Duosonic. Sassy has me on the tablet and Greg on the phone. Oh man, just pretend that I'm giving like colored commentary to Greg right now. Tell Greg that I said hi, by the way. I don't know if he'll remember me. Tell him that I said hi. I had a great time hanging out with him at Sweetwater like 6 months ago. All right, I'm behind, so I'm going to scroll all the way down. If I missed really good questions, I'm so sorry. Jazzmaster versus Jagsting versus Mustang versus Duosonic. Well, it depends. Let me grab that. Where did it go? There it is, so we can reference that. David Kornblatt asked that. So Jazzmaster versus Jagsting. First of all, you're making a decision between a Mustang vibrato and a Jazzmaster vibrato. Most people are going to pick the Jazzmaster vibrato, I think, but I think those Mustang how do I point? There, Mustang vibratos are a ton of fun. They're super duper divey. There's a couple tricks you need to use to get them to be stable and to be fun to use. I do the thing where I cut a little piece of plastic and shove it in the hole and use a thumb screw to crank down on the wiggle stick, because otherwise you either have to lock it in metal to metal or the thing just flops out and falls out. But I've really been enjoying that Mustang trim on there. Jagsting versus Mustang. I've never bonded to Mustang pickups. And so I picked the Jagsting over a standard Mustang. Absolutely, for sure. Like, no contest for me. There's just something about Mustang pickups, which is funny because I like the pickups in my Duosonic, but it's a 90s made Mexico reissue, so they might just be strap pickups. But every like traditional style Mustang I picked up, I just did not connect with it. So I'm in between Jagsting and Jazzmaster right now. I think if I had to pick a forever guitar, it's going to be a Jazzmaster. But if I'm going to pick I'm going to have a lot of fun in a very different way guitar, it's going to be the Jagsting. The Jagsting is really like an underrated guitar, totally, in my opinion. Like, I think it is on near the top of my list of underrated guitars because we just think of them as Kurt Cobain guitars. And there's so much more to them than that. Like, they are very, very fun and they have a very unique feel. Oh my goodness. Holiday weekend plans. Lunamatic asks, catching my first live feed. Love the channel. If you haven't been asked, what are your guitar plans this holiday weekend? It's a 3-day weekend coming up. I'm pitching something to my family. My family and I, we live at home. We work from home. My wife and I are both self-employed. So we're home all the time. I'm pitching this idea that we don't do 4th of July on 4th of July. And maybe we'll go do the fireworks or whatever. But I'm pitching the idea that, like, we wait till tomorrow. And I like the day after 4th of July. We wait to the 5th of July. And then we go to the beach, or we go to the zoo, or we go do something fun somewhere. And there won't be anyone there. We'll have it to ourselves. It won't be a massive like crowd situation. We can actually go enjoy the beach instead of fighting to get to the sand that is completely cluttered up with people while hauling around our children and stuff like that. So I'm trying to pitch that idea right now. Maybe I'll still do like a barbecue, little bit of thing, but we're not planning on doing anything big around here. We're going to take it pretty easy this holiday weekend. All right, other comments. They're coming in so quick. Oh, Doug, coming back in about the Dream 65. Yes, I've gone through the return and the power amp on the Katana 100 with and without speaker sims. Just not happy. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Maybe you don't connect with it, or maybe with that setup. I'm just running direct with mine when I use it. That's what I'm going to use it for. So it might just not be good for your rig. If you really hate it, I hope that you are able to return it. Sort of situation, I hope that you're able to resell it. If you can't return it, you might decide that you like it for other reasons, though. Keep us updated on the unfolding drama of your Dream 65 owner's experience. Who is your favorite pedal builder? Well, do I answer this question as far as like my favorite pedals or my favorite person, my favorite builder? I typically don't choose favorites, so I don't have an answer for this. I'm sorry. People are always asking my favorite this or that. I'm like, I don't think about things that way. I don't think in terms of favorites. I really don't. Circumcised or foreskin? I am circumcised. I said you could ask me whatever you want. It's not like it was my choice. I don't regret my parents' decision, I guess. I'm fine with my genitals. I'll say that. Oh my gosh. What is your favorite pizza? This question, strangely, is less saucy than the last question, even though it involves literal more sauce. If you wanted to order a pizza for me and make sure that it was a safe bet every single time, and I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm glad this is here. It's gonna be pepperoni jalapeno. And if I'm really in the mood to like bust my gut and be really full and feel really satisfied, then any meat lovers pizza will do it. Again, like I have a couple like ideal pizzas. I don't have a list of like, here are my absolute favorites. Now people are going to ask me what my favorite everything is. So when Sonny's asking me what my favorite reverb pedal is now, aren't Mustang Pickups Strat pickups anyways? I don't think they are. I think they're lower output. So, and they, I know that they are not because they don't have the staggered pulls. They're flat across the top. Mustang Pickups are their own style of pickup, which is a very funny, like very Fender thing. Like Gibson has multiple models of humbucker. Yes, they do. They have multiple models of P90s. They have mini humbuckers. And then that's it. But it's different flavors of the same thing. Fender has Telecaster pickups. There's two different types of pickups there. There's my hand. Everything's backward. It's the way I see the video is weird to me. There are two pickups there. In their first guitar, they have two unique pickups. Then they come out with a new guitar, which has three more unique pickups. Well, we'll count them as three pickups that are all unique to the Telecaster. So now we have three unique pickups. They are wound different depending on the placement. Now we're not gonna count that because there's neck and bridge humbuckers as well. Then they come out with the Jaguar, one more unique pickup. The Jazzmaster, one more unique pickup. Then they come out with the Mustang. I don't know if I'm actually in order here of things coming out. Mustang pickups are unique. Then they come out with, geez, I can't even think now. They have those split coils that were in the 12 strings. They had some sort of crazy pickup that were in the Marauders that never came out. My point is, it seems like every time Fender came out with a new guitar for most of their early history, it was like, well, yeah, we got to come up with new pickups for it. Like they don't just use the same pickup over and over again, unless it's like, oh, we're made a concept guitar that has Strat pickups in a Telecaster pickups in a Strat. That's when they start combining things. But Fender is really wild in that they have so many pickup models. I mean, most of them did not take off and get picked up by popular guitar culture. Any recommendation for parallel mixer products? You mean like an amp switcher? I'm so far behind on the questions. We're not going to be able to have a conversation here. I use a radial thing. Well, I'm actually using the Line 6 new DL4 Mark II as my amp splitter right now. But I have this radial thing that is really, really good for splitting to amps and running in parallel and things like that. I'm not sure that's what you're asking. Also, the Electro Harmonic Switchblade, just a little 2-channel ABY thing, is actually really good for that. You don't actually need to blend the channels or anything like that. It just splits your signal and goes to 2 amps. Okay. Eric N says, no one here knows anything. Pop-Tart or okay, this is Pop-Tart or toaster strudel. Technically, like if you had to sit there and judge them, like a food judge was judging them, I think the toaster strudel would win, like a professional objective judging between the two pastries, because a toaster strudel is got that oily, flaky sort of thing going on. Then you put the fresh, frosting on there. This is pre-diabetes Ryan talking right now. But there is something about a Pop-Tart. There's just something about a Pop-Tart that scratches an itch that can't be scratched by anything else. A toaster strudel, you can scratch that itch better by getting a legitimate strudel. Like even getting like an Entenmann strudel or something like that. You can one up a toaster strudel. You cannot one up a Pop-Tart. It is a Pop-Tart. There are no other Pop-Tarts. If someone tried to make, like a fancy sit-down restaurant Pop-Tart, they would fail. It wouldn't be the same thing. There's something the way the sugar of the frosting crystallizes and the temperature of the jelly becomes hotter than the really cheap, crumbly, stale crust. And it all combines together in a thing that is greater than the sum of its parts. The Pop-Tart is a modern marvel. I wish I could eat them. Oh my goodness, here we go. Did you ever spend much time in Mission Beach? Did you ever see any shows at Cane's at the beach? I've seen a lot of shows at Cane's. Yeah, I saw Fishbone at Cane's. Excellent show. I had an amazing time watching Fishbone at Cane's. Unfortunately, I also got dragged to a lot of bands and shows that I didn't like that played at Cane's because I had a bunch of friends. I say I don't have them anymore. Now people move and stuff like that. But I had a bunch of friends that would drag me to emo shows and screamo shows and scene kid shows and the like. And I saw a bunch of bands that are very popular and very important to a lot of people, and I did not enjoy a single minute of it because I don't enjoy those sorts of bands. And I was literally only going to hang out with my friends. So yeah, I've seen a lot of shows at Cane's. Long story short, I am super behind. Where are all these questions? Oh man, I'm just gonna have to skip everyone. If I skipped your question and you think it was important, ask it again. S'mores Pop-Tarts, too salty for me. I want them to go the sweet direction. That's something about the chocolate, but like, oh man, the brown sugar Pop-Tarts. Yeah, I think brown sugar Pop-Tarts, like that's a desert island food right there. Jeez. Whoa, questions are coming in quick. I can't keep up on these. Kirk C, would you buy a used guitar from a certain retailer? MGR that only allows 48-hour returns and that only if there's damage during the shipping, so it could be a lemon? MGR. I forget what that could mean. 48 hours is a joke for a return policy. You might have it open in the first 24, but then like you open it when you get home from work. You're like, you play it at night, like whatever, you're dimly lit or whatever. You see it the next day when you come home from work. And you're like, there it is. 3-4 days later, it's the weekend, it's daylight. You catch light from the window and you see like a massive crack running through the finish or something like that. You need at least a week return policy. That is not okay. Music go round? That's what they're doing? No, I'm not going to mention retailers that I work with, but literally any other retailer that has a return policy a week or longer, go with them instead. Ever played a Gibson RD? I don't think I have, but I picked up so many guitars in stores, it's possible that I have. Have you ever tried a swollen pickle into a... Okay. All right. You're trying to make a sex joke here. I see what's going on. All right. Roots Radical asks, what do you think about the meme spam that constantly floods the Facebook group? It just keeps going and feeding off itself for so long. Steve and I left town and you guys went wild in the Facebook group. I don't know what started all of that, but you guys have been on an adventure. And honestly, I'm kind of all for just letting things happen. As long as people aren't being, extremely terrible. Like there's a line. And if you get close to that line, we probably kick you. You don't have to cross it, but you start to get close. But that line is pretty far back on the scale of decency, I feel. It's reasonable. So the spam, it really doesn't bother me. Typically, these things burn themselves out after a week or two, but we'll see. Maybe we'll have to have a rule if it really never, ever stops. I got a super chat, guys. Copel pranking me. Copel, you're always pranking me. What's poppin', baby? I like to say that he's pranking me when he gives me money because at a certain point, it started to feel that way. Oh, my goodness. Robert in the chat. How was the fair the other day? I went to the San Diego County Fair, which used to be called the Del Mar Fair. I prefer calling it the Del Mar Fair, but then people don't know what you're talking about anymore. I had a great time. My family has a long tradition of going to the fair. It's not like it's like a special tradition that only our family has, but we always make a point out of it. And my wife and I, since we were dating, I think, we did it the year that we were dating before we got engaged. We went and got photos taken at one of the photo booths. And then we did it the next year when we were engaged. And then we did it the next year when we were married. And then we did it, we did it every single year. We did the photo booths. So we have a locked in tradition of going to the fair and using the photo booths to kind of document time. And we framed these photos in like these glass frames that are up in our dining room area. And it just shows like the progression of our life together. There's like 2 years missing because of COVID, because we weren't able to go to the fair. Suddenly our children are older. But it is a really special and fun thing that we do. And then, of course, we enjoy the fair as well, getting to see the farm animals and eat a bunch of bad food and ride some rides and things like that, And in the grand scheme of things, I think we spent like $150 and it's a really fun, like family day sort of thing. When was the last time you went surfing? Asked Sassy Cat. The super chats are starting to fire off, guys. I pulled in $7 before Google takes their cut. This is burrito money now, guys. Thank you. I really appreciate it. When was the last time you went surfing? Not soon enough. I think it's been about a month and a half. I think I'm going to make time to do it next week. I'm going to make it happen. Like I was saying earlier, I think I'm going to try to push my family into pushing July 4th back to July 5th, and we can go to the beach and be alone on the beach sort of thing. So I might do that then. I do miss it though. And I got that 360 GoPro camera. I kind of want to get my surfing chops back a little bit this summer, and then maybe make some fun little B-roll videos to play alongside me playing surf guitar of me actually surfing and things like that. Another super chat, guys. Once one starts and everyone has to do it. So you guys are just succumbing to peer pressure. I don't need your money to answer questions. I mean, I definitely answer questions when there's money attached, but I'm going to sit here and read questions no matter what. Unindicted co-counsel. I think it's unindicted co-counsel. I apparently don't know how to read that word. Last time at the county fair, got stuck at the top of Ferris wheel while peaking on LSD. It was perfect. Sounds like he had a good time. I've never done LSD, and I am not in any way asking to be provided with any. Please do not. I am not ready for that in my life. I imagine that could either be an ideal situation or a terrible situation. I know there's a lot of misconceptions about LSD, but still, like there's sometimes you don't want to be trapped in a small container high above the ground. And when you're on LSD, that might be one of those times when you don't want to be trapped. Hold on. Kirk C says, you missed M. Miller's tip. Scroll way up. Man, I'm not going to be able to find it, dude. Everything is coming in too quick. Yes, Sassy, you pranked me. Don't do drugs, kids. That's correct. Children do not do drugs. That is my recommendation. Oh my gosh, I don't have a favorite ride to drop acid on because I haven't dropped acid. Thoughts on the Revstar after making the video? I still love it. Steve and I agree. It's definitely in the top 5 of humbucker based guitars that I own. I'll say that it is in the top. It is the best humbucker guitar with a stop tail sort of bridge that I own. Man, I might need to actually sit down and rank it just in build quality and how it feels and how it plays. The sound is a little bit dark for me sometimes. I might try to do some modifications to rewire it or something like that. But in how it sounds and how it plays and how it feels, it is top notch. And I got to try one of the Japanese versions, which is like their $3,500 version at Sweetwater. And I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. They nailed it with, what is it, $800, $900 for the Revstar. They nailed it at that price point. It is really way, way too good. The Barbarian Trucker Show is asking, hey, what's your opinion on the new Walrus lure pedal? I haven't had a chance to watch any videos, and they didn't send one to me. Walrus has shied away from the massive video launches across all channels. So I haven't gotten any new stuff from Walrus in a while. I could, if it does look interesting, I could go around that by going through Sweetwater and get them to source it. So maybe I'll do that if it looks interesting to me, but I still need to check it out. Rickenbacker. Ryan hates Rickenbacker. Ryan hates Rockenbacher. I don't hate Rockenbacher. But I do have criticisms of the ones that I've picked up, and I get them. I get that why people like them, and I get why Rockenbacher fans don't like the videos that I've done on them so far. I did do a video where I found one that I liked, and for some reason the Rockenbacher army didn't show up to martyr me or massacre me over that one. I will say, though, a fun moment in the past month or so, when I was at NAMM, I was looking at the guitars in the Rockenbacher booth, and one of the Rockenbacher booth boys came up to me and he said, "We love your video. We pass your video around the office. We love all the comments on it. We love this thing." So there's that. They don't hate me. The guy was very enthusiastic and happy to meet me. I had a very pleasant conversation. It didn't feel like he was being sarcastic or anything. He was like, man, I love the video. It's really, really fun, really funny. We have a great time watching it and stuff. I mean, maybe they are all making fun of me. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Here is a really good question from Travis Taylor. Why do you think you are? Here, I'm going to expand my screen a little bit. I want to give myself a more premium situation here. Why do you think you were the YouTuber selected to give the $ shopping spree away from Sweetwater? I didn't see anyone else do that. Well, this is a squeaky wheel gets the oil sort of situation. I have been working with Sweetwater with their affiliate program for, I want to say 3, maybe 4 years now. Basically, like before they brought on a lot of other people, when they were prototyping it, somehow I got selected. Somehow they're like, oh, this guy's, this looks like a good channel to like prototype this program with. So it was me and a couple other channels like prototyping this thing. And I've been pitching from the very, very, very beginning that I wanted to come into Sweetwater and do my thing where I film a bunch of videos like I do at NAMM, like I do for Roadcase and things like that. So I just kept pitching it over and over and over again, and it just wasn't the right time. They didn't have the budget for that sort of thing. They were still getting the higher ups in Sweetwater to approve, the concept of affiliate marketing. Finally, the tables turned. Finally, they were able to convince the higher ups, like, hey, this is working out. The numbers look good for affiliate marketing. Let's start expanding the program. And me going in and doing the giveaway thing was part of like that line of, okay, we're going to start trying to do like more serious things with this now. Let's start, like throwing money at YouTuber marketing and whatnot. So I actually didn't come up with the idea for the shopping spree. They pitched that to me. They were like, Ryan, we agree with you. It's time for you to come in and do your thing where you film, but we're going to do it on one condition. And it's if you do a giveaway and select one viewer to come do a shopping spree. And I was like, please don't twist my arm. Anything but that. Please, anything else. And of course, obviously right away I went for it. It was like, absolutely. Why wouldn't I do that? All right. Any more questions? Oh my goodness. This is a good question. Is it better to be a silly guitarist or a mondo obsessive guitarist? This comes down to something else that I've been thinking about lately. There's a way that I think about people who work in creative but skilled fields, musicians, artists, graphic designers, video editors, fashion designers, things, anything that's kind of like that, a craft that is also creative and is also a business, is a physical discipline, is a skill discipline. There is a difference between, like there's a range between those people, where on one side you have the artists. These are people who are making big creative decisions. Oh my gosh, big super chat. I'll come back to that. Big creative decisions, wild decisions. They're taking risks. They're like, I don't care about the money. I'm going to, live my dream and I'm going to realize my dream. And then you've got the other side that is the technicians. It is a balance between artists and technicians. And there are people in the middle. There are people that do both very well, but there are people that definitely skew from one side to the other, artists and technicians. And the technicians care about perfect execution, practicing and practicing and practicing until there's no possible way you would ever fail at this massive, 600 note shred run that they need to land in the middle of a performance or something like that. People who sit there and obsess over microphone placement and every other tiny little detail. Those are the technicians. So we're kind of like exploring the same space here. Silly guitarist is kind of the artist. We're kind of silly, the silly artists that, are expressive and they take risks and they don't really care about really the success of it as long as the journey is part of it. And then you have the technicians where it is all about the end goal and perfect execution. And of course we all blend together, but I think about this quite a bit in the various things that I've done over the years that are creative. All right. How do I get back? All right, Robert McDowell coming in hot with a $50 super chat. Thank you, Robert. You're way too kind to us. Oh my gosh. While they're at Sweetwater, was any discussion at all about a new campus on the West Coast? I honestly don't think that's a possibility. They are expanding their current campus. I went there for the first time like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and they have new buildings since then. I think a really big part of their operation is having a centralized warehouse, because it's not just a warehouse. It's not just a shipping center like Amazon. They have an incredible amount of like repair infrastructure there and other things going on for all sorts of other various industries. So they would have to not only have the warehouse on the West Coast, they would also have to have an entire repair department. They would have to have a duplicate of everything that they have at the Fort Wayne location. And also, I think a big part of why they're able to operate is because cost of living in Fort Wayne, Indiana is extremely competitive compared to any place you'd find on the West Coast. Any place. I'm talking out in the desert. Extremely competitive. And I'm sure the taxes and stuff like that are much more friendly to the kind of business that they're doing out there. And the quality of life for the cost of living that you get out there is probably much, much higher than what employees would have if, like what I just pitched, if they had a desert warehouse somewhere where they could actually afford it on the West Coast. Like, yeah, I'd rather live. I can say this. As a Californian, I would rather live in Fort Wayne, Indiana than I would live in like one of the communities east of Riverside or something like that. Like it's where it's so far that it's like not practical to get to the ocean sort of thing. I got another super chat from Snarky. Hey, Snarky. Snarky actually came out and visited us at Sweetwater. So that was amazing. I am trying to talk to Sweetwater about if they do this again next year, setting aside an official like meet and greet time so we can set hard dates and times like, hey, we're going to be here and we're going to be available. Well, Steve just joined and then his screen went gray. But okay, I'll read your question now, Starkey. What set of humbuckers would you put in Epiphone Les Paul Standard Traditional Pro? And next was Snarky K as cool as he seems on the board? You gave the Sweetwater shopping spree away and you didn't choose my name. It hurts. Oh man. It was a really hard decision choosing who was going to win for that. If Steve is here, I hear his mic. Steve, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Oh, I left my mic on. I turned my camera off because I left the room. I'll be there in like 10 seconds.
All right. Steve will be here eventually. I'm sure Steve will have an answer about those humbuckers. I'm not terribly picky about humbuckers, and I'm not someone who spends a lot of time with Les Pauls. I do have my Les Paul on my wall behind me there, but I haven't been picky about humbuckers for it in particular. All right, there is Steve. Steve, do you have a recommendation for humbuckers for Snarky's Epiphone Les Paul Standard Traditional Pro?
I mean, it kind of depends on what he doesn't like about it, but I'm there's a lot of newer pickup companies out there. Man, this is like a fisheye. This is weird. My forearms look so huge. I'm like Mark fucking McGuire. But I would just say, like, I'm a big fan of like the classic Seymour Duncan 59 JB set. I think you can't go wrong with that one. I think that's going to be an improvement 99% of the time to like an import pickup set.
I'm not going to disagree with you because I'm not informed enough to say so.
It's a classic. I mean, I'm sure like if you want DiMarzios, they probably have an equivalent to that.
Sure.
Probably.
I mean, if it was me, I would probably do something really stupid and silly just based on how the pickups look, you know?
Oh, if it was you, you'd go to GFS and get double rail. You get like
the quad rails.
No, not the quad rails. The
like a dime bag style thing.
The dime bag, yeah. That like who made those originally? Bill Lawrence style
Right.
rail.
If it was
the
me, I'd just
TFS
put
version.
a single Strat pickup in the bridge.
Oh my God.
octaveup super chatted us £2. This is a heavy super chat. Notice me, Senpai. Is that Sensei?
Senpai.
Senpai. I'm not up on the anime culture, but Steve is gone. Worth every pound, says octaveup. All right. Snarky says, thank you, Steve. I was just looking at those. You made it easy to justify my choice. Adam Powell, friend of the show, actually the guy who came up with the theme song for the podcast. Da, 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 da. That is an Adam Powell original melody right there. I can actually hear his music in it. Like, that is pure Adam. He asked, do dogs have brains? That is a question for the ages. If only there was a YouTube video that could answer the question, do dogs have brains? And if only it was a song that was super, super hooky that I miss. I'm going to watch that video now. octaveup asked, did I offend Steve? I don't think Steve can be offended by pickup questions. I think he just lost his internet for some reason. Let's see what other questions there are. Adam Powell says, lol. I actually have, you guys want to hear me read a wild email? Oh my gosh. Those of you who are in the Facebook. Oh, okay. All right. Jason Welch is pranking me. Did it hurt when you fell for this dumb prank? Yeah, it stings a little bit, Jason. You get me every time. I love this dumb culture of, like, if people give me money, I act like they're pranking me. Oh no, you got me again. People who have been in the Facebook group today know that we had an aggressive visitor. It's someone who is pretending to be a builder who has been writing me about their pickups. And I kind of just, they were pitching these pickups to me that are wood covered pickups. They don't use plastic. They have like a exotic wood, like zebra wood, Purple Heart kind of cover on them. And I just kind of mentioned in the email, like, hey man, like, that's not really my style, but here's like kind of my details of what it takes for me to do a video of pickups and things like that. And it's like, told them like exotic woods are really just not my look. I was like, oh, I tend to lean into like the classic, Fender plastics and bright colors sort of thing. And the guy just has been losing his mind on me pretty much all day long. I'm talking probably over 100 emails so far. But I got this long reply from him because, it was going just completely off the rails. If you were on the Facebook group, then you know what I'm talking about here. But I replied to him, I'd like to see pictures of the pickups. Do you have pictures of the pickups? Because he has not shown me pictures of the pickups yet. Like this, there's a whole thing going on here that I don't even want to get into. But listen to this email. No, not now. You don't like exotic woods? That alone is a sin. But more. First off, no one ever has said that. You're the first ever in the entire history of guitars to say that ever, except it's not genuine. You're protecting bad companies and degenerate business practices. I'm a luthier that specializes in exotic wood designs. I have 3 models of guitars, but my first product line to reveal is the wood pickup solid wood by No BS, Ryan. I can't believe how effing selfish you are. We could have made a ton of effing money together. Your snide, smug, off-the-cuff remark is not in any way regarded as being a genuine feeling you have or a preference. I have watched your show. What's your effing problem? Why can't you be a good person and stand for something good instead of just lapping up free world blah, blah? We can make a fortune and do good at the same time. Steve has re-entered.
I'm back.
There's another paragraph here. It's not done. Believe it or not. I can't even think of better yet more subtle way It's subtle is misspelled, by the way. To infuriate me, exotic woods aren't my style. And I like shiny plastic. The shiny part was the giveaway, Ryan. You like me, have a high IQ, but I'm more intelligent than you are. And you got high, but in doing so, you had to interject something that you thought a lower brain activity, low IQ peasant might not notice. I notice everything. Study Nietzsche. By the way, he misspelled Nietzsche and he wrote niche.
I was really confused by that because I'm reading the emails and I'm like, why do you guys keep misspelling niche?
No, he's trying to drop philosophy, and then he says, "I am the Overman. I am nothing like you have ever encountered in your existence, and I'll take you to the point of knowing what truth is. You have no idea." This is an email I got today because I said that I don't really go for like exotic wood guitar parts. Like that's really just not my look. Anyone who's seen the guitars I play on this channel can figure that out. And this guy is having a full-blown and actually anti-Semitic meltdown on me in email, and he tried to take it to the Facebook group and he got swatted down there very, very quickly. But
I think you
my
got your
goodness.
I think you got your wish though, because he finally says he's going to see you. He'll be seeing you. That's a promise. We will meet soon. So you can report him to the FBI now, because I think that qualifies as a.
I keep asking him, is he physically threatening me with violence? And he keeps dancing around it. But yeah, if he does lock it in and say, I'm going to do this and that to you, I'm going to find you and do this and that, because he's also said in emails like, I'm going to find you at NAMM and embarrass you. Like, what does that mean? Is it necessarily a threat of violence? But this guy is, he's got something going on. So, yeah. There's been a couple super chats come in. Oh, my gosh. There was one earlier. Where did it go? Oh, my gosh. Okay. Unindicted co-counsel says it's all good. I think this is in response to my reply to him earlier. So I don't remember what's all good, but thank you very, very, very much for the super chat. We very much appreciate it. Deco Wave says, happy 4th weekend. This is the 4th weekend? I thought it was going to be the first weekend of the month.
It's the 4th of July this weekend.
Oh, that's what he's saying. Happy 4th weekend with all the fun and funky guitars in your collection, and love your surf vibe. Did you ever try out the Fender Jazz Strat? Surprised you don't have one in your collection. Are you talking about the one that is a Strat that's loaded up with Jazzmaster pickups? I think that's the one you're talking about that has like the Deco Boom pickguard on it. I did pick it up and play it unplugged in a store, but I haven't tried it and plugged it in. But it does; those do look like a lot of fun. I wanted the one that was the Strat body with all the Jaguar pickups. Like that's the one that caught my eye for sure. All right, am I all caught up now? That's the question.
I think so. I'm monitoring it now because Phil taught me how to monitor super chats. That's the thing I learned. That's the thing I learned at Sweetwater.
Steve is in the back end doing the fancy pants stuff that Phil McKnight taught him. You're gonna have to teach me later because I don't actually know how to do that.
Yeah, I'll show you sometime.
Okay, I got a question here. Ryan, would you or do you do plug-in demos? There is a Killer Spring reverb in the Benson amp Tallbird plugin. I do not. I am not equipped to do that. It is very far outside my expertise. A lot of people have asked me to cover various plugins, and it's just not part of my workflow. I don't record into a computer. I record into a field recorder, and so it wouldn't be a good video for me. There would be a big learning curve as far as me getting started with, the hardware side and then the software side. Just to be filming something, and it wouldn't be here in the garage. It would be up in my home office. And I really just don't, I'm not equipped for it. So I'm not going to do plugins. I turn down money from people here and there. who offer to pay me to demo plugins because I'm just not going to do it. Phil McKnight writer. I want that should be a Phil McKnight shirt. Phil McKnight as Knight Rider, not as Knight Rider because Knight Rider is the show. What is the name of the guy? His last name is Knight.
Michael
Knight. And he rides in Kit, but he is the Knight Rider. Wait, is Kit the Knight Rider? Is Kit riding Michael Knight?
No, Kit is riding Michael Knight in your
fanfic.
In your fanfic.
Mr. Feeney's voice and David Hasselhoff having a romantic man with car relationship in this fanfic that we're writing about Phil McKnight Rider. PC says Phil seems like a cool guy, super smart. Phil is a very cool guy, and I love him. I love Phil as a human being and as a friend. I think Phil is a national treasure that needs to be protected. Just like anybody else, he's a human being who makes mistakes and says things that he needs to correct and things like that. We all do it. I do it every single day. Some people hold him to task for that and get very, very serious about Phil McKnight. He's a human being, and I think he's a wonderful and helpful person who legitimately cares about not only his audience, but everyone else around him. So that's my take on Phil McKnight. All right. Yeah, I'm sure Phil is live right now. Someone get over there and tell him that I gushed about him a little bit.
He doesn't go live until later today.
Is that true? I thought he always went at like 2:30 or 3.
Oh, for some reason I thought he went at 5. Let's find out.
The Knight Rider is the friends we made along the way. All right, does anyone else have any good questions?
He goes live in 4 minutes.
In 4 minutes? Should we live stream watching Phil live? Oh yeah, Zims Guitars in here, and he says Phil comes into a store a lot. Super cool. Yeah, Zims can confirm Phil McKnight is a cool guy. Zims, you're out in the same part as Arizona as Phil, and so yeah, that's one of Phil's local stores that he stops into.
Phoenix.
I know he's out of Phoenix, but Phil has mentioned like a more specific town that he's in. I'm sure he just would prefer to be known as like a resident of Phoenix instead of getting specific, though. Not like how we're always mentioning that I live in Mira Mesa and you live in Menifee. Now that someone's got it out for me over wood pickups, I should probably be careful about saying where I live. Oh my gosh. Everyone, when Phil starts live streaming today, jump over there and start calling him Phil McKnight Rider. I want it to be a thing. I want him to have intro music that is the Knight Rider music. And I want him to dress up like David Hasselhoff. All right, I feel like we were running slow on good questions. People have run out of like legitimate things to ask.
We need to find some bad questions.
Where are the bad questions, guys? Get them in here. I'm going to check on the email and see if this guy has told us anything new about how awful we are. This is... Oh, wait. I thought he was done, but he's not.
Who? The guy?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's going on because apparently someone's leaking stuff out of the inner circle or something.
No, because I publish stuff multiple places.
Oh, okay.
None of this is a big secret. Okay, he just wrote this to us. Keep it up, biatch. I got proof you're a powerful influencer. He's talking like I'm a wizard. And have people sharing our private messages. And guess what, ho? In court, you lose. Now go F yourself to death with that big, shiny plastic dildo you love so much. And is he taking me to court because I don't want to film? I didn't even say I didn't want to film his pickups. I was just letting him know, like, those aren't really my style. This might not be the right channel for you to feature these. That was like The point of the
mm.
conversation. In court, I lose, apparently. I can't,
What do you
like,
lose?
I hope he does take me to court. Yeah, Adam says, see you on Judge Judy. I will fly to wherever he lives to be on Judge Judy with him.
No,
Or,
Judge Judy flies you to her.
yeah, exactly. Dude, if you're watching this right now, and you probably are, let's get on Judge Judy, dude. I want to get you and me in front of a real television courtroom to sort this out. And there will be a bailiff there. We'll all feel safe and protected from each other. Like, let's take it to small claims TV court, is what I'm saying. Let's take it. I will stand in front of a real TV judge and read my emails, and then let him read his emails, and we'll see what Judge Judy and Executioner has to say about that. Have you ever used the send return on your amps? I refuse. I have used them. It's not something that I do regularly. Like, I've never gigged that way. But I have experimented with them. I tend to like my reverbs and delays hitting the preamp of my amps. So
yeah, I used to run mine in and out back when I had a Hot Rod Deluxe to get those like extra clean delays on the back. But I don't know. I all my amps right now are like front end only. I guess I could do like 4 cable with HX Stomp.
yeah,
And like put effects, put like my my standalone board. So I think what I really need to do with the HX Stomp is put it onto my PT Junior and say, okay, this is how much space you actually have, and then 4 cable those effects into the HX Stomp setup. But
I did just remember that back in my PV Bandit days, I used to put a 10-band EQ in the loop of the Bandit, and that would allow me to dial in essentially any distortion sound I wanted, or at least I remember that way. It probably sounded god awful, but I remember it being a very powerful thing to do, is to put a 10-band EQ in the effects loop of that amplifier after the drive channels on it. I could scoop it to sound like it was quadruple rectified, honestly. Like maybe quintuple rectified at that point. Like it sounded thick. James McNamara asked, hey guys, will you be at Samurai Guitar's event in October? That's a very good question that I do not have an answer to. I had friendly conversation with Samurai Guitarist at NAMM. I was like, hey, I'm in town. I would love to be involved in some sort of way. I made it very clear, I do not want to give a talk. I do not want to be a speaker.
Right.
I do not want to give a professional talk on guitar playing to anyone. I was like, hey, I could show up and be the clown. I could be MC or whatever. I could, honestly, I'm down, and I honestly might do this if it's not official or not. I might just organize a local San Diego hangout night that happens to be on the same street as his event. And, if people from his group want to come over to whatever bar I'm hanging out at, we all want to hang out together. Or if they don't, they do their own thing. I totally understand it. But if we're going to have a bunch of YouTubers and guitar fans in town, might as well make it a mini con sort of situation, a mini convention downtown San Diego. So even if I'm not officially being involved with Samurai's event, I'm friendly with him. He's friendly with me. There's going to be other people there that we're all friendly with. I might just hang out downtown and see what happens. No expectations, just show up, Did you have something to say, Steve?
No.
All right, Steve. Channel name. Ryan, you introduced me to surf and clean tones. That's funny that you can introduce someone to clean tones this day and age. Like that's where electric guitar started. And now it's like you almost have to be introduced to clean tones to know that you can actually play clean these days, because culturally electric guitar has been distorted for so long. I've been playing for 40 years and never appreciated drip and twang until watching you. Thanks a million. Thanks, channel name. I appreciate it. Like, I don't always know what to do with compliments, but I do appreciate that there are things I've done that have impacted the way people think about guitar play. I don't want to say that I've impacted the way people play guitar. That feels weird.
Everyone wants to be a surf guitarist now.
Yeah, it's the hottest, coolest new thing to be. Everyone wants to be just like Ryan. Wait, is this a rival event? Oh, against Phil McKnight? I don't think so. Should we check in on Phil McKnight?
Do we want to check in on Phil McKnight? Do we
Let's
need to check in on Phil McKnight?
let's make sure he's doing all
Are
right.
you just gonna add it onto the screen here?
Yeah, which will absolutely cripple my internet. He's got 555 watching. We have a fifth of that. Well, a little more than a fifth, but
I could go for a fifth.
Let me see if I can. Oh, an advertisement. Cool, cool, cool. Let me see if I can add this to screen. Here we go. Oh, we are in business. All right, we are now. Oh, wait, where'd it go? We are now watching Phil McKnight while doing our own live stream.
Can you probably can't put the audio, can you?
I could, but I have a feeling things would get a little bit wonky here if I did that. Here, let's try. Guys, let me know. I want to bring down the volume a little bit so we can talk over Phil.
It's not sending anything over to my side anyway.
You're not hearing any audio?
No, sir.
Yeah, let's get Phil watching us. All right, I'm going to turn off the audio. Can you see the videos? Can you see the videos?
I can see the video.
You can.
I can see the video, but it's small. So I just pulled it up on my computer so I can at least read along with the captions.
Watch, we're going to see Phil say something mean about us. He's going to be like, yeah, I really didn't like hanging out with Ryan and Steve. I'm really glad that part of, Sweetwater is over.
Yeah.
Gearfest was really great, but once Ryan and Steve showed up, I really didn't have a great time. After we said all those nice things about him, I don't think he's going to say that. Phil's a great guy.
I don't think he's going to say that either.
I just had flashbacks to when Ryan added a guy in the Hangout, and it was a video of someone whacking off of genuine anxiety every time he opens a window. Yeah, I've gotten a little bit more picky about how I do things around here now that there's, wankers out there, and there's guys that, want to find me and embarrass me at NAMM over pickup covers. Oh my goodness. All right. We've been doing this an hour. Well, I have. I'm going to remove Phil because I'm sure it's killing my bandwidth.
Bye, Phil.
Bye, Phil. Good to see you, Phil McKnight. Phil McKnight Rider. All right. I'm going to go take off. I'm going to go, unless someone has a really important question right now, I'm going to take off and just enjoy my weekend. Get, the fourth weekend started right.
This is a thing. This is a question you would know. Any tips for using an HM2 on a church board?
Yeah. Don't do the Swedish chainsaw metal settings. Don't turn every knob up. It's actually a really great sounding pedal. If you pull the bass back a bit, pull the treble back. The treble is actually your mid control. You're controlling mids with the treble control. So keep that in mind and just balance it really nicely. Dime the gain. Go crazy. Turn the gain all the way up. But the EQ, the volume, no, do reasonable things with them. And it's actually a really nice, full sounding edge of fuzz kind of distortion. It's kind of, it sounds like Black Sabbath. The HM2 sounds like Black Sabbath. And, you stack that in front of delays and reverbs, and it's perfect for church. It just is. Oh, my goodness. Things are getting serious. My wife is asking, what are you making for dinner? All right, guys, this is the important question. Here we go. What am I making for dinner? I'm going to probably have to do a trip to the grocery store. So the sky is the limit here.
Why do your Lauren is asking you what you're making for dinner?
Yes.
In this. Dude, it's 3:00.
Yeah. It takes time to plan a dinner, dude.
I'm just going to pull some frozen stuff out of the freezer and unfreeze it, and boom.
It's the first day of the 4th of July weekend, Steve. Like, I'm going to start on Monday's meal tonight. It's got a slow roast.
I don't think I'm legally allowed to go to the store yet.
What does that mean? Oh, okay. He has a restraining order against him because of what happened last time in the grocery store. All right. So any food, Nick Matthews says delivery. Adam Powell says chicken and rice. Mark says fish tacos. We actually had fish tacos for dinner last night. So, I mean, I could do it tonight, but I feel like I can only do that 3 or 4 nights in a row, really. Pop-Tart medley. Pop-Tart medley does sound good. What if there was a meat Pop-Tart?
There should be. That sounds delicious.
Like a chicken pot pie Pop-Tart. It could it wouldn't have to be a Pop-Tart. It could be Pop-Tart brand chicken pot pies that are in the frozen aisle. And it just has the Pop-Tart crust, and then it has like, instead of icing on the top, it has like a gravy icing that melts. Okay, Lauren says those are Hot Pockets. So does Adam. Okay, we get it. Those are Hot Pockets, but it's not the same as a Pop-Tart. Janice made a Boboli style beef and onion pizza. I haven't had a Boboli in forever. Did you?
Oh, we have them all the time. We have them all the time. Well, because the kids like them. So
you're currently in a Boboli family. My family was a Boboli family when I was a teenager, and I have good memories of being in a Boboli family where, like, you know, we get the crust and we're like, yay, it's Boboli night, and you put the sauce on there and whatever toppings you want and stuff like that. And
or in the
by the time you're done,
kids,
by the time you're done, you spent $20 on a pizza that is not as good as delivery. Should have gotten a DiGiorno.
I mean, you could just buy you could buy I mean, I guess it depends on what you want to do, right? Because I think they're like, you can make 2 like personal size ones, and they're like $9. And I think they come with sauce.
Dude, Luna Maddox just said empanadas. I could crush empanadas right now. Sorry,
y'all know Phil's live, right?
Yeah, we know Phil's live, but we went live an hour ago, and we're gonna wrap up here pretty soon. And it's not like, I mean, we have some crossover with Phil McKnight's channel, but there's a lot of people who watch his channel that don't watch this channel. I am not stealing views away from the little guy here. If anything, I probably lost viewers to Phil. Like, look, we were at like 130 forever. Now we're at 93. We lost 40 people, and they probably went over to Phil. Phil just addressed me. What did Phil say? Okay, we are going to have a conversation with Phil through our comment sections. Oh my, oh man. Oh, Demonic Machines is here. I just had a spicy chicken sandwich from Popeyes. I have a package from Demonic Machines. Look at this beautifully wrapped package from Demonic Machines. I can't wait to open this, but I do have to wait to open it until I'm ready to film its contents. So that's like the bummer of being a demo guy, is that you get cool packages and you can't just tear them open because the camera has to be running. But I am excited to film that maybe next week. Oh man, I've got so much stuff that I'm behind on. Maybe next week. It's probably going to be the week after that if I'm honest about it. Oh my goodness, we have a super chat here. Why do humans require toilet paper? You know what? I kind of feel like animals would benefit from toilet paper too.
I've heard that toilet paper is very much a Western thing.
Well, yeah,
if that's true.
You need some way of cleaning your butt. Other places have ways of cleaning their butt. They have bidets. They have other things. They use a corn cob in the olden West. They use the 3 seashells in the future. We know there's a variety of ways to clean your bottom hole to get the poo-poo.
Apparently, toilet paper was invented.
Thank you for the super chat, by the way. I believe that because China was big into paper. They were really good at paper. Top paper producing historical country right there that still exists as a country. Oh my gosh, guys. No, we don't need we don't need a money battle in between us and Phil.
That's what
please do not get in a war. voting for your favorite YouTuber who happens to be live by sending money. I promise Phil would devastate us in the super chat department. Like,
oh no,
we would
Phil
not,
gets
but
Phil,
everyone likes an underdog, right, guys?
because Phil's live streams are planned. He gets like,
You think I don't have a plan?
I'm saying like he schedules it like every Friday, 3 p.m. And so people, once it starts like the countdown, people start sending him super chats.
Right, they preload
Like,
it.
they preload his super chats, like, so before he even like starts, he's already got like his first 10, 15 questions ready to go.
I would go live every damn day if I had Phil's situation going on. You would not
You
be
should,
able to stop me.
you just need a, that's what TikTok is for.
I've tried TikTok. They don't, these TikTokers
No,
don't love me as much
no
as
one wants to
YouTubers
send
love
you
me.
money on TikTok.
Can you get sent money on TikTok?
Well, you get sent gifts, and then the gifts turn into money.
How do the gifts turn into
Oh my
money?
gosh. Have we not talked about this before?
We have not talked about TikTok gifts.
Okay, TikTok gifts.
We're talking
turn
GIFT.
GIFT. So when you are live, your viewers, because I have my work computer, it won't let me read it. So I'm gonna have to do this from memory. From memory.
Steve memorized the terms of service of TikTok. So here we go.
When you are doing a TikTok live, people can purchase gifts, and then they can send them to their favorite live streamers. And those gifts have a value anywhere from like say 1 diamond to like 20 diamonds. I don't know.
We're
But
in
they
the
have some.
gem trade now?
It's a really stupid thing where you get your gift, then you go, okay, I've got all these gifts, and then you can trade those gifts into TikTok for diamonds, and then those they call diamonds, and then those diamonds have a value.
And then I take the diamonds to a dragon, and the dragon tells me like how much wheat it will trade me for the diamonds. And then I have to go to the village, and then the villager is like, sorry, there's no one here. Try back later. And it's just like, it never ends.
So here's where it gets screwy is, so all those gifts get converted into, so the idea of a gift is it's just like a sticker. It's like if every time someone sent you a super chat, instead of sending you just a dollar amount super chat, it was like a Google icon, and that Google icon is worth $1. Yeah, TikTok is a tabletop RPG. The Minecraft mechanic. So you collect 10 diamond.
I'm trying to trade emeralds for wheat with a villager, and
yeah.
Whatever.
So anyway, each of the whatever you get, like those stickers might be worth like 99. It costs like 99 cents. So 99-cent sticker is going to be worth so many TikTok or 99 coins. 99 coins is $1. But the thing is apparently it's all nuts. There is a converter if you people want to look it up. I can't look it up. But the rub on it is apparently TikTok takes like 50%. So it's a pretty big chunk.
Whoa!
Yeah. But the thing is
50%?
Have you ever gone on TikTok live like late at night and watched people play video games?
No.
So there's people on there who just play like Super Mario Brothers 3. Or there's people who do like the Rube Goldberg machine type of a thing.
Yeah.
Where they have they take like a bunch of buckets, and then they have buckets with plates on top of them. And then at the end of this row of say like 5 of these things, there will be like a cup, and they'll just sit there and throw ping pong balls, trying to get the ping pong ball to land in the cup. But they got to bounce it like on all the plates, and people will send these people.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. You don't need to talk about what the like those guys, and they get gifts.
All about ping pong balls.
But then TikTok takes 50% of the gift.
Yeah, apparently they take about 50%.
That's crazy.
So if you've earned $50, which is like 100 diamonds, that's worth no. Somebody did the
All
math
right.
bad on this.
Decky69 has sent us a very nice super chat of $5, and he says, doing more bass, not butt stuff soon. I have been planning for a while to do a bass fuzz video and just go through a bunch of my fuzz pedals and figure out which fuzz pedal I prefer for bass use. Even though I don't really have an educated way to judge that, because I don't actually play bass in a live mix or in a band scenario or something like that. It will purely be like, I like the way that sounds with bass. So I do have some bass content planned, and I have been playing bass and been having fun playing bass. Oh, and we filmed the at Sweetwater. We filmed the Meteora bass.
Yeah, that bass is cool.
So there will be some bass stuff coming out soon, but not butt stuff. I don't film butt stuff. Bass fuzz, hell yes, love that sound. My only regret is that I only have one bass amp, so I can't do stereo bass fuzz. I mean, I could run into a guitar amp if I want to do stereo fuzz at the end or something like that.
Yeah. Well, you only have that Behringer. Do you sell that Behringer? Is that the bass amp?
No, I got rid of that. No, I've got the Boss bass katana for bass guitar.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I'm happy that I remembered my little dumb jingle thing.
The Boss bass katana for bass guitar and bass guitarists.
Right.
Yeah.
The Boss bass katana bass amp for bass guitarists.
Mm-hmm.
That you use with bass guitar. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up so I can go make dinner. I hope this was enlightening. I hope this brought a smile to your face. I hope that you had a beautiful adventure along the way. And I hope that I see you soon in another video. I have a cheap Strat guitar video to publish that I might publish on Monday or Wednesday. I haven't quite decided yet.
I want to play that thing.
I might get a wild hair and publish it tomorrow, but I kind of think I'm going to just take the day off tomorrow.
You got any teaser on that? Is it so good? No, like on a
it's
scale
exactly
of,
it's a $169 guitar that comes with a mini amp. It's exactly what you would expect.
On a scale of 1 to 10, that
do you want it,
3.
Steve?
I don't. I just want to know about
it. I'll give it to you. I will give it to you.
I don't want it.
I'm giving it to you. All right. Bye, everyone. Stay grounded.